Akinola scored his first senior goal for Toronto FC on Wednesday night with coach Greg Vanney, taking off his American hat campaigning post-game for the Canadian Soccer Association to get moving and woo the 18-year-old forward into the Canadian fold. Born in Detroit but raised in nearby Brampton from an early age, Akinola is a TFC homegrown player who has represented the U.S. at the under-17 level. His younger brother Tom is a member of the Toronto FC Academy and has attended a Canadian under-14 camp. Toronto FC's Akinola, second from left, celebrates his goal with Ryan Telfer, left, Nick Hagland, second right, and Liam Fraser, right. The Reds beat Ottawa 3-0, and 4-0 on aggregate, to advance to the final of the Canadian Championship. Mark Blinch, the Canadian Press. Akinola opened the scoring Wednesday in Toronto's 3-0 win over Ottawa Fury FC, sending the MLS champions to the Canadian Championship final with a 4-0 aggregate victory over the second-tier USL side. The Montreal Impact took a 1-0 lead into the other semi-final, a later start at Vancouver. The two-legged Canadian Championship final is set for August 8 and 15. Akinola is still eligible to play for Canada but would have to make a formal switch. While a Canada soccer official said Canada is interested, it did not help its cause by not putting a maple leaf next to Akinola's name on its Twitter lineup announcement as it did for Jake Chapman, Liam Fraser and Ryan Telfer. Article continued. Bella bottom line: the U.S. appeared to have got to Akinola first even though he has a Canadian passport. Read more. Will Jonathan Osario's bright future take him out of Toronto? Supporters groups speak out over TFC self-imposed suspension. Mo Field to have a different look Wednesday due to supporter group sanctions. Akinola appeared in 5 matches at the U17 World Cup last year with 1 goal and 1 assist. He spent time with the U.S. residency program in Bradenton, Florida, prior to the tournament and had 4 goals in the CONCACAF U17 Championship in April. Vanney, who always refers to Akinola as a Canadian, made his feelings known on the issue when a reporter asked whether the young forward was considered a Canadian or American. The normally composed coach slowly exited the room, delivering a verbal equivalent of throwing up his hands at Canada's inability to go after the teen. Article continued. Bella was for Akinola. He was basking in his goal and man-of-the-match performance before family and friends. Hamilton and fellow Canadian Jonathan Osorio also scored for Toronto. A great feeling. A proud achievement. I hope many more to come, he said. The goals were the high points in a largely forgettable second-leg semi-final before 18,795 at BMO Field. Ottawa had a bright start but Toronto turned the screws as the game wore on and the Fury were on their heels in the dying minutes. I think at the end Toronto is a fair winner in this game, said Ottawa coach Nikola Popovic, whose team had 5 shots but none on goal. Akinola opened his account in the 36th minute after Telfer poked a long ball from Fraser across the goal. Defender Jeremy Gagnon-Lapierre was unable to clear the ball and Akinola knocked it in from the far side of the goal. Hamilton, a halftime substitute, made it 2-0 in the 76th minute, knocking in Ashton Morgan's low cross while Telfer was down in the ground with what looked like a leg cramp. Osorio scored a beauty in the 84th minute, turning in the penalty box before firing a shot high into the net. It was his 3rd goal in the last 3 games and 13th in all competitions this season. TFC has won the Canadian title 6 times, including the last 2 editions, since the competition started in 2008. The Montreal Impact have hoisted the trophy 3 times while the Vancouver Whitecaps have emerged winners once. Toronto has made the final 4 times in the last 5 years.